I think there's a sense of optimism in the air today in India. I think sentiment is, very, very important in any economy, in any business, and in any industry. So I think first of all, most importantly, what Prime Minister Modi has done for us is to significantly shift the sentiment around India. And I think that's the precursor to all the right things the government needs to do, all the right moves the government needs to do. There have been a number of legislative changes that have taken place. There's been a number of steps the government has taken, across the board to try to kickstart the investment cycle, to restart growth in the country. The falling price of oil is a significant benefit for the country. By some estimates, we'll save close to $80 billion a year. That gives the government massive fiscal latitude. It also completely changes our current account position. So I think that sense of optimism is probably well justified. I think the capital markets are typically a precursor and an indicator of where the economy is growing. This morning again, I think the Sensex was at a record high again, touched a new record high. So I think generally I'm very positive about how things are going, and this government's commitment to use development as a platform, to improve the quality of life of 750 million Indians who actually have a very poor quality of life. I think when an economy is growing at 7-8%, every sector is good, right? But I think certain sectors, consumer has been challenged in the last year or 2 years. As there's been a relative slowdown in the growth of income, as there's been a slowdown in hiring. But I think the first sectors that will need to start moving before things like manufacturing, services start to take off, will have to be the infrastructure sector. And we cannot kickstart the investment cycle without the investment cycle in infrastructure taking off. So I believe infrastructure will be the first place where you will see movement. And after that you will start to see the declogging in various other areas, and we will start to see a movement broadly across industrials, broadly across consumer services. I think all of those areas will start to pick up. I think the Make in India initiative is probably one of the most crucial initiatives the government has taken. We must keep a few things in mind, that India is going to have 10 million people entering the workforce from here every year for the next 20 years. If we are not able to provide both training and then jobs for these people, we have a serious civil problem on our hands. So I believe more important than any other initiative the government will take will be the initiative to try to bring significantly higher level of manufacturing into the country, significantly grow our manufacturing base, both to service the domestic economy, the domestic market, and to service exports. So I believe this is the most crucial. It's the fulcrum point or the cornerstone of what needs to be done to get the Indian economy back on track. But more importantly, to make certain that we continue to have a harmonious, peaceful society. So what's good is the buzz around India is back. Last year when I was in Davos, we had lost the buzz. I remember going to a session where we had, some very senior politicians, some leading people from industry, and it was, probably the best India-related session that was there last year at Davos. And, the hall was 3/4 full. 3 years before that or 4 years before that, it was an India session. The hall was always full. It's good to see the halls full again.